Hey guys, welcome to YakShaver Sprint number 93 review. So we got lots of testers this week trying to break the YakShaver desktop app, and we got our results. So let's have a look at it now. So the sprint goal was to get each YakShaver was for each YakShaver team member to find an SSW employee to test YakShaver desktop. We got 5 in total that gave us a test pass, and we also attempted to use an AI agent on a PBI that they were working on. So I think everyone used an AI agent to try to improve the PBI they're working on, and it seemed pretty successful. So here's the timesheet. So we had Baba, Stephen, Willow, myself, mostly working full time, and we had Tom, Rick, Michaela for most days. And onto the PBIs done this sprint. So the first one is done by Stephen. So it was a refactor on the workflow UI for the desktop app. So Stephen, do you give us some details about that?
Yeah, sure. So this refactor is because we had a very complicated UI rendering logic on the workflow panel. We had only 2 outcomes on this panel. Either we successfully execute the pipeline, or we fail in the middle and we have to abort the entire task. So after the refactor, we can have the can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah, we can independently handle each steps, and each arrows can be handled independent as well. And also this will simplify the way we debugging and also scaling the steps into the workflow. Any questions?
Can you show the before again?
On the left-hand side is the before, and right-hand side is the new one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so before we had a global error message. We didn't know the error come from which step, but now each step has the independent error message.
That's much better. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
The next one was.
Sorry, can I just ask a question about the sprint goal? The canary testing, just checking, I just pinged the canary testing rule in the chat there. Are we following that? Do we have like an XLS of all the people who've done it so far, what their feedback was, all that kind of stuff? Like,
yeah, so we do have a spreadsheet. It hasn't been updated. So Stephen, can I get you to write that down and then call me afterwards, and we can update the spreadsheet.
Nice. Double check the rule to make sure that all the fields, whatever columns we're expecting are there and all that.
Yeah.
Noted it down.
Cool. Thank you. All good otherwise?
Yes. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. The next one I want to bring up is was one done by Tom. So adding preset MCP servers and onboarding checklists to auto add integrations. So so Tom has made a done video here. I'll just show a quick screenshot. So before, when in the wizard, we had a step for connecting an MCP. And unless you knew the exact URL and maybe what transport it's using, it's very confusing. So after, it is now very simple, click once and connect. And this makes it much easier to connect to GitHub and Azure DevOps.
Nice.
And if you want to go above and beyond, you can add your own custom one. So the option is still there.
What's that GitHub app authorization required thing?
So this was an old one. I think this one's not in there anymore. Okay. Correct, Rick?
Correct. That's removed.
All right, beautiful. And if that list gets too long, we can always make it a drop down.
Yeah. So if the list gets long, we'll have to see what we can do. At the moment, since it's only 2 that we set by default.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we can leave it as is. Cool. Any questions?
Can YakShaver send emails at the moment, like the desktop app?
No, it can't at the moment.
Okay. Because would that be another MCP? You have to hook up to your Exchange MCP or something?
Lewis, it can, if you have an MCP server that is capable of sending emails.
That's the answer for everything.
Apologies, I've been corrected.
But it's true. If you can
Well,
plug an
that's
MCP server
exactly
in,
why I
you
was
can use it.
asking, because I was wondering if the third one that should be here would be your Outlook or
You
Exchange
just-
or whatever.
Follow the create to file template. Like create to email, whatever it is.
Maybe. If it's an MCP server,
Yeah.
then yes.
It's not. He's talking about mouse.
That's a
I guess, but
Yeah, you could create a mail to link, I suppose.
yeah.
Or there's possibly some sort of Outlook MCP server available that can send an email, in which case you can just plug it in.
I guess the short answer is yes, you can send emails, but the long answer is you need to have you need to find it for now. There's no like connect immediately for that yet. Does that answer your question, Yuli?
Yeah.
Do you want to see email be prioritized?
Not necessarily. I just it's one thing that you won't be able to do on the desktop app that you can do on the Teams app at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. Adam, what do you reckon? How important is email? Do we just want to push this to backwards?
Well, it's a step backwards. The current version has it, so it's a regression. But
How is it a regression if it supports it via MCP?
Well, no, yeah. What the MCP is being surfaced here as easy ones to set up. I'm wondering if we need a third one.
All right, so you're suggesting we add an email easy connecting.
Yeah, an email MCP
it should be there by default.
box.
Sure.
Yeah, and just a little UI one. Can we have the disconnect and connect buttons the same width, please?
Okay.
And you'll notice that there is another button there that says install app, and that's not as tall as the other ones.
I'm sorry,
That
this
whole
one
box
has been
is gonna be
removed.
gone.
This is a legacy thing. It's been removed in the current version.
Okay. Why are we looking at old stuff?
This is just when the video was made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll quickly record a video for that. So
Okay.
two things. The first one is an email.
Don't
Email
record a new
MCP
video until you've got me to watch that video with you.
I mean, I'm recording a shave right now.
Oh, you're YakShaving right now. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to start it. Record a YakShave.
Dog fooding, love it.
Okay, so I've got two features for the YakShaver desktop app. So the first one is with GitHub and Azure DevOps, I want another one that connects to an email server email MCP server maybe, so I can send emails to other people. And the second thing I want is that this disconnect and connect buttons, I want them the same width so that it doesn't look offset. Anything else to add?
I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you. I'll let the process in the background. If it's all good, I'll continue on with the PPIs.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
Actually, sorry, just quickly, seeing as these are just hooking up to MCPs, would adding Jira to that list be relatively straightforward?
Yes, it will be pretty straightforward.
Okay. Is that already in the backlog?
If I'm not mistaken, it should be. I can definitely double check. Steven, can you write that down? And if it's not there,
Yeah,
we can
I've
share
already
it.
noted it down.
Thank you.
Okay, amazing.
Just because I mean that was I don't know if you guys remember, but way back when that was why we made this shift in the first place.
Yes,
We thought it would be easier to hook up to Jira.
It is definitely easy. I think I've tested it and it has worked, but making it a connect button would definitely be easier. Cool. Next one is the portal UI enhancement. So Baba, you've made some changes. Do you want to go through what has been changed?
Yes. Yeah, I made some simple changes to portal projects page. So first one is here we are showing backlog icons on backlog URL column instead of full URL. And also I renamed recent work items from to recent shaves. That makes sense with YakShaver project. And second change is in YakShaver project details page. on top right corner, we are showing this recent shaves count as well. That's all.
Relating to this, Stephen, I thought you were putting a grid under here that had the shaves that have been done for this project.
So there's a
That
PBI,
has-
but it hasn't been dragged in to the
Okay.
sprint.
All right. But essentially when it's done, you'll have the project name and then you'll have two tabs, one which is the details, one which is the shapes, right?
Yeah, I think that's the what we mentioned in the PBI. Yes.
Sure. Okay, good.
Any other comments about the designs? Anything you want changed? Not being continue. So the next one is covering sort of the canary testing that was done this sprint. So we had Jake, Lorraine, Lydia, Luke Mao, and Alex conduct the canary testing, and they've all given a pass. There's a lot of UX and UI issues that they've gotten, and a few bugs that have been reported that we're going to have to deal with in the next couple sprints. There's a few comments from each, and they've been shaved into PBIs here, so we can drag them into the sprint when we get to them. Oh, any questions? Not, then I'll move on. So Baba, can I get you to go through the code coverage, please?
Okay, so code coverage remains same at 28.2%. And about the production releases, we had 1 production release for Teams app and 15 production releases for desktop app. Back to you, Luis.
Cool. I guess Stephen to go through the health and leaderboard.
Thank you, Luis. So for the availability, we had a couple of days had a lower availability when we checked the issue. That's because we have a tenant, which is our test account, has been expired, but it's not being refreshed. So we have removed that tenant, which is our test account again, and now it's back to 100%. And if we go to the leaderboard, we have Tino on the top, and followed by Baba and Callum. And Callum had a 22 increase. That's a huge increase.
I think this is after we've added the ability for desktop shaves to be added to the leaderboard, right?
Yeah. Back to you, Luis.
Cool. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Willa to go through the roadmap.
Sure. So for our Epic, we have plus 3% improvement, and we also get 3% for the Portal UI UX improvements too. And we can scroll down to see the backlog stats. So for YakShaver, we got 29 of 42 new PBIs are labeled, and this has been a little drop down because we are doing the canary testing and someone reporting issues not using the YakShaver because they're finding issues. And for the YakShaver desktop app, we have 77 new PBIs labeled with YakShaver, and we got 87 new PBIs in total. And for R&D part, I did some research on.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Just to have a pause before you move on to the next one.
Sure.
These stats, have you got them coming out of YakShaver yet? Because obviously every team needs to get this, and it would be lovely to go into YakShaver, click your product, and copy this stuff out. No, is it on the backlog?
It is on the backlog. I think last I checked, I think it was closed. But I remember there was one sprint where you said you wanted it, and then Callum agreed with you. But when I looked at the PBI, there was a discussion as a team that
Yeah.
we feel like this wasn't needed in V1. Has that
Okay.
changed, Callum? Has your view changed whether you wanted this in YakShaver or not?
No, I don't think it belongs in YakShaver.
Oh, you don't want it in YakShaver at all?
No, because it would only make sense in the legacy YakShaver.
Oh, it doesn't make sense in
you.
you.
Not in.
But you've got YakShaver desktop stats.
We do, but that only makes sense if you're like, it only makes sense for SSW's usage of YakShaver, not for everyone in the world's usage. So if we did add it, we'd only be adding it for us. And
So why wouldn't another team using?
Well, for example, we actually prompt YakShaver to put the YakShaver tag on issues. That's part of our prompt.
Oh yes.
So if another team in another customer in YakShaver decided they didn't want to prompt that, then how would this tool operate?
So we don't get everybody to put that YakShaver by default.
No, it's just a prompt.
Shouldn't we? Because we want the branding.
But how do we do it in Jira or Azure DevOps or anything else?
Well, you could say if the backlog is GitHub, add the tag. I think that's okay.
I was thinking we could try and see if a custom prompt would work the same, because it's in the end we're just seeing how many PBIs were created in the last month that have the label.
Yeah.
So
and Callum, if they were using Jira or Azure DevOps and it didn't have that, although you do have tags in Azure DevOps, and you do have them in Jira, by the way, but let's just say that they didn't have the tag we need. You can have it showing an error on the project. So you go to the project that says this one isn't set up with this tag, or this tag is missing, please add it. I don't know, I think encouraging every team to use it is important.
Right.
Yeah.
These aren't really YakShaver stats either. They're just backlog stats, aren't they? We just happen to have one column which is about
I think this is a
PBIs.
special one.
YakShaver.
Right. Okay, but it is. They are stats of that backlog, and the goal of that backlog is to have most
Isn't
of
it
it.
something you could get a GitHub thing?
Yeah, but we want everybody to get it. We want them to use the tool. It's a part of encouraging good usage of the tool.
But if you can get the same report out of GitHub, then why are we rebuilding it in YakShaver?
Does anyone agree with me or disagree? Like, Callum and I have different opinions.
I can see the technical difficulty. We're setting it up very, very flexibly to be able to. And for instance, YakShaver may not be used primarily to make backlog items.
Anybody else have an opinion? I don't see the problem in encouraging them to have a tag called YakShaver. Seems a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
I think having a tag for YakShaver is good. I think getting these results could probably be solved with a custom prompt. Like we don't need a specific page for it. Like a specific prompt in YakShaver.
Yeah, you could do that. I also think you should only be able to turn off that tagging if you're paying for it.
Like, how do we make that work?
I don't know. It could not work unless you have that tag there.
Yeah.
Or you detect if that backlog has that tag, and if not, yeah.
Well, it's not the tag on the backlog. Is YakShaver putting the tag on the issues that it creates, right?
Yeah. But you can only put a tag there if the tag exists.
Sure. So we can check if the tag exists, but that doesn't mean they're using it.
No, but it's putting there and it's branding. I don't know. Anyway, we can take it offline.
Yeah, we can.
I think your team can talk about it because it sounds like a nice thing to see. You know how we talked about before, you go to the project and one tab is project details, one is YakShaves, one is stats. It's quite nice. And these are YakShaver stats.
But we can see the shaves that have happened already. This is basically just adding into that what we already have, all the other issues that have been created not through YakShaver, right?
That's correct. But the details are all the fields. The shaves are every single shave.
Yeah.
And this is aggregated stats. It's different.
Yeah, I guess It's just weird to pull in all the non-YakShaver related stuff into YakShaver. That's all.
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't, but I'll let you guys chat about it. Does anybody else have an opinion? No?
I guess we can talk about this after the meeting.
Alright.
Let's just continue on. So we're going to continue the R&D.
Yeah, sure. So for R&D part, I did some research on how to display watch the video PBIs. And for Rick, he has did the spike on secure OAuth to flow with the authorization code and Pixie or BFF as token broker. Yeah, that's all. Back to you, Louis.
Thank you, Willow. Rick, we will go through the AI tools and tenant stats.
Sure. So we have a few changes. So Callum now uses Claude Code, and myself has changed my model from GPT 5.2 to GPT 5.2 Codex. And Baba has started using Gemini 3 Pro, and that's pretty much the change. And in terms of tenant stats, a little surprise, we have a bump. We have seven shades from the tenants. So some of them were done by Michaela, but we found out there are a few shapes that's actually done by the client. So myself will follow up with the clients, see how they go, what's their experience.
So next up we have the Copilot stats. So we can compare Claude and Teams. So Claude gives us this nice pie chart of speakers. So that has me first as Scrum Master, and then Callum as the PO, and then Rick. And we see the difference here. In Copilot, it says that I was first, Callum is second, but Stephen is third. So I think there's I think the Copilot one's probably a bit more accurate because it's using the actual recording, whereas Claude is probably just using the transcription here. And it just added Tina, even though we don't have a Tina, and Tina's not here today. So it's coming up with so we got Tina in here for the sprint as well. As for the main action point, so we see here the major deliverables from Claude. It says UI enhancements, backend improvements, workflow refactor, and user experience. Whereas Copilot says the main issue completed was the refactor of the workflow progress UI. So Copilot has just the one PBI, which was I guess the biggest change for this sprint, but it didn't really cover our sprint goal, which means it was off the mark a little bit. For Claude, it had more generalized, generalized summary, but when you actually dive deeper, some of them are, well, yeah, I guess it's pretty accurate here. But again, it didn't really cover the sprint goal. So I guess they did cover, but not. They didn't really say the main action point was, getting the canary tests, and also the second one, which is using the AI agent. So none of them covered them. So I'll pass it on to Callum to go through the sprint retro.
Yeah. So what went well? We had many non-SSW shades, as you said, 17, which is good. And
who was it? Is that a new client or an old client?
It's not a new client from this month. It was an existing client that
so just finally got around to it.
Yes, that's good. And we obviously had a lot of canary test passes as well. We're building momentum on those. I think every additional one has less and less major feedback, which is obviously the point of canary testing, but it's good to see it in action. And Rick said the UI UX has improved a lot after a few rounds of canary tests.
So did we have it? So we gave it to someone, they gave feedback, we fixed something, we gave it to the next person, or did we just have a few people doing it concurrently?
I think for the first couple of weeks, we were doing it sequentially. I think this week we opened it up to a more concurrent system so we could get more people on it
Okay.
because we had fixed most of the major issues. What didn't go so well? Lewis said, need to get YakShaver customer emails out. Last few I've sent out have been ignored. So Lewis is trying to contact customers and is getting ghosted. I said the security issue that's blocking the public rollout is still there, and that's our priority for this sprint, and it'll probably take up next sprint as well. And Willow said she's struggling to use prompts to make the content match the PBI template. So I think we'll need to invest a little more heavily in designing tools to help the YakShaver fill in templates to make sure we follow it properly. It could also have something to do with the fact we're using GPT-5 Mini to do that, which is kind of an old model, and I've suggested we try upgrading the model to see if that has any effect. What needs to improve? Stephen said, before implementing features with AI assistance, we should use AI to review the existing code. If tech debt already exists, AI will replicate current patterns and unintentionally amplify them. So I guess Stephen's experience this sprint was we already had tech debt, and then using AI to add more features just sort of made the tech debt worse.
So the humans are the problem. It's the bitter lesson.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sometimes it's not necessarily the human. It's because when we added feature at the beginning, we didn't plan another feature, and we try to when certain things grows, the initial planning or initial architecture becomes a problem. And if we keep using AI to implement the feature, AI won't recognize there's an issue over there. It will just copy the existing pattern and add more code in there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Any feedback or questions before I move on to the? Thank you for that, Callum. I'll move on to the next sprint planning. So the sprint goal will be to implement the secure OAuth 2 flow. So, and also just a heads up, the meeting will be next Tuesday because next Monday is Australia Day. So it'll be next Tuesday, same time. And so we have all these PBIs that are related with the sprint goal. So we're going to tackle those and try to get the desktop app more secure this way. Now scrolling down to here for Claude's summary for what to do next. It seems that they got it pretty spot on. The top priority was implement secure auth flow, which is exactly the same as the sprint goal. And let's see what Copilot has to say. The main item to do next is implement a secure OAuth flow on the back end. So exactly the same. So it seems like given a very simple sprint goal, it's able to decipher that perfectly. Any questions on the PBIs being done next sprint?
Very few of them have emojis. Is that because the desktop app doesn't do emojis?
No, that was my bad. I use a custom prompt that didn't specify emojis. I can add them after, so I'll just make a note.
If I use YakShaver desktop now, will it put emojis in or no?
The default prompt will put emojis in. Yes.
Okay, cool.
I have a custom one that doesn't.
Right,
Yeah.
you bastard. Okay. Cool.
Cool. Any questions? Any other questions or feedback? No. Yep.
Have we looked at the Claude stats?
Yep. Do you want me to go through them again?
We looked at Willow's Claude stats, not the ones that I generate afterwards. That's all right.
Okay. No, I was hoping for the critical insights. Okay. Never mind. So we have you got that link?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Can you open the link in the chat? Because I want you to put that link in the email. So you know how you have Copilot stats, put the Claude stats, and this, just zoom it up a bit, but it says a sprawling 2-hour sprint ceremony that achieved external adoption milestones. while continuing to defer security issues blocking the public rollout. The team committed to a sprint goal the lead developer openly doubted, while only completing 33% of the previous action items. I think AI is very doubtful. Is it on the money with its comments?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Let's scroll down a little. Some hard truths. The team committed to a sprint goal their lead developer openly said might not be achievable. Rick said that might not be sorted by this sprint, and no one listened to Rick. 33% action complete success is unacceptable. The team commits to more than it can deliver, making promises meaningless. Whoa. You're a two-person meeting with 6 spectators. Lewis and Callum are consuming 53% of the airtime, while the other 4 team members contribute under 10%. All right, so Bubba, Willow, Stephen, you're going to contribute a bit more. The team building an AI product doesn't actually use AI tools themselves. That's a credibility gap. Customers will notice. That can't be true. What is that about?
I think that's based on a comment that I made because no one had tried out the CLI tools after the chewing the fat.
They didn't try it out after we did a chewing the fat, and you're developing our premier AI product. That chewing the fat is making me feel that you're not giving 100%. You definitely should have tried to create a rule using that method. You can ask it to create a rule using that command line method. You should. Callum's right. I would be saying the same thing. Go to timeline. Okay, you can see that. That's based on the transcript rather than Copilot, which is listening to things. Scroll down a few things. It's got a couple of quotes there. So AI tools discussion. Callum says, nope, no one cares about AI development in the most AI excited team. Okay. And look at this time wasting. There was an extended demo without pre-testing. Who was that?
I remember.
Somebody did a 12-minute demo without testing. AI tools, preference tangent. Okay, I think that was wasted. Yeah, that's good. I would ignore that. The leaderboard UI, recurring issue. I feel the same, Stephen. I think you should have definitely called me up during the last sprint to get that video sorted and done. All right, let's go to the next tab. People and roles. Oh, so it's trying to work out by listening to the transcript who's who. Works out Lewis is the Scrum Master. Good. Callum's a product owner. Very good. That's good. In the other sprint review with Tina, it said, was it Tina? No, Eagle Eye. Toby was running that, and it said Toby is a proxy product owner because he keeps referring to Adam. Adam. Right. And then it had one. Where is Adam? Rick. So that shows you're taking a lot more ownership. Rick is the senior dev. It works you out, Rick. It says the highest value per minute. He's got critical OAuth experience. He undersells himself. He waits to be asked. That's not good. Okay. Stephen is mixed. Willow is underutilized, and Michaela admitted being distracted by email during the sprint review. Okay. All right. Awesome. Yes. All those things are good because you don't want to say them in real client meetings. Okay. Insights. And the elephants in the room. Well, we've already heard about the first one. We've heard about the second one, and YouTube OAuth still unaddressed. Even completing OAuth won't unblock the full public rollout. YouTube needs a separate solution. I want to know about this. What the hell is this about?
Well, this is the security stuff that I said is going to take up next sprint. So
okay.
It's more than just, I was hoping that we could get it all sorted this sprint.
Yep.
But it turned out it's going to take an additional week after this week before we can roll this out to anyone expecting.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right. Scroll up. What's the last tab? Okay. That's good. Keep going down. Nothing. No. The predictions, the sprint goal's going to fail. Oh, okay. Code coverage is going to remain stagnant. It doesn't have much hope for you. Now let's go up. Okay, trends. What's the trends?
Notice the trends. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right, good. That's fun. Claude is awesome.
I dreaded
And,
being
if
invited
you
to
want
one
to
of my
see,
meetings.
if you want to see where it came from, just scroll down to the bottom of that page, Lewis, and just click on the view on GitHub link there. So I've put the all the prompts and stuff that I used to generate it in here. If you're interested, all you need to do is download the transcript and give it to Claude Code.
That is the worst name I've ever seen for a product. Meeting summarizer.
Well, that's what it does.
YakShaver is way better.
Yeah, I think
I
Julie and I need to do.
I call it
some
Tiger.
brainstorming.
I call it Tiger separately, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the repo.
Yes. All right.
Oh.
Yep. All right. Julie, what did you say before?
I'm terrified of this being invited to, or being one of my meetings being analysed for this. I think it's going to take me a new one.
Oh yes, we'll have it for our board meeting. We'll see what it does.
Yeah, we're all in the same room. I don't think it'll work, but we'll see how we go.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool.
Well, this meeting will be on YouTube. I'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
You.
All good.